Hello students, welcome to Department of Forensic Medicine. This is Professor Rathod, Department of Forensic Medicine, Lakshminarayana Institute of Medical Sciences. Today we'll see in the first 1 hour legal procedure. It has been divided into part 1 and part 2 to better understand. In part 1, we'll see a glossary which is required for court proceedings, and every student must know the glossary for better understanding too. 1. Objective. Another is I am going to take another class is on which are the departments who are take part in the administration of justice. That is a magistrate, police officer, that is investigation officer, magistrate to investigation officer, and you know the magistrate advocates comes to judicial department, and police officer comes to the home department, law and order situations. Third one is a forensic science laboratory. This also comes under the home department. Home department, police station and forensic science laboratory under which a forensic scientists are working. And fourth one is a medical officer. These 4 department, you know the medical officer means health department, judicial department, and it too comes FSLM police officer, home department, all work for administration of justice. Okay, this you must know their roles, their duties and responsibilities toward the society, toward the state, public. Let's see the first, what are the powers or glossaries that used frequently in the courtrooms or while in legal cases. These are nothing but some definitions are there. Like you have heard about a court. What is a court? Court includes includes and signifies the person legally authorized to record the evidence and pass the judgment. You may have been Honorable Justice Sethuraman. Like this may include and signifies the person, or you know the court means it is a place where justice is administered. Another glossary word is a witness. Who is the witness? And it is also defined as, witness is defined as a person who gives evidence on oath and gives sworn testimony in the court. We'll see later expert witness, common witness, but you have to understand what is a witness. Okay, the person gives the evidence on oath or gives sworn testimony in the court. Now, what has come in between the evidence? Gives the evidence. The evidence refers to a written document and or oral statement on an oath, which helps the court to decide the case. Next, we make it one word that is a summon, a subpoena. Summons means to call. If you that summon subpoena, you make it sub means under, pena means penalty. The word subpoena or summons. Legally, the summon or a subpoena is a writ or written document, written in duplicate and signed by the presiding officer of the court, compelling the attendance of witness in the court under penalty. That is on the specific date and time. That is very important. Next, you will find the list of glossary. Warrant. Warrant is a document issued by the court based on which the police officer can arrest a person. will come again a glossary word is cognizable offense. The cognizable offense are the offenses for which police officer can arrest the guilty or suspect without a warrant. For example, it is a robbery, a rape, murder. Cognizable offense, again it is a ragging. It is a cognizable offense. Like, what is a summon case? It refers to offences punishable with imprisonment up to 2 years. That is summons case. Warrant case refers to offences punishable with imprisonment beyond 2 years. And you might have been heard about the Indian Penal Code, that is Bharatiya Danda Vidhan, IPC. That IPC, it prescribes the punishment for the different criminal offences. Again, you may come across the words CRPC, CPC, or IEA. What is CRPC? It's a Criminal Procedure Code. It prescribes the procedure of investigation and trial of the criminal offences. CPC stands for the Civil Procedure Code. It prescribes the procedure to dispose of civil disputes between the two individuals or parties. Indian Evidence Act, that's IEA, it prescribes the procedure for collection, preservation and use of different evidences in the court of law. And much more you find the glossary words, that is oath, affidavit, like more. It's a homework for you. You find and prepare the book. All standard textbook has been given this glossary before you start learning legal procedures. Okay. Next. Today's topic, that is a legal procedure, we have made in a part 1. The today's specific learning objectives are: what is the inquest? What is the police inquest? And briefly describe its procedure. What is meant by magistrate inquest? Mention the types of the cases in which it is held and give the purpose behind the such inquest. Okay. See one by one. Inquest. Quasitus means to seek, or to seek into, or to look into. What is? And that is inquest is an inquiry or investigation into the cause of death. It is conducted in cases of unnatural death, like or manner of death, suicides or self-inflicted harms, and death inflicted by others, homicide, that labeled it is a murder, killing of an animal or machinery, accidents, death due to torture, ill treatment, occupational diseases, suspected medical negligence, suspicious death, or death due to anesthesia or operation, and unidentified or you can unclaimed dead bodies, unknown dead bodies, skeletonized bodies. This is the types of inquest has been mentioned here. Is in USA is a medical examiner system. We are going to compare it later, but it is not followed. That is medical examination system in India. In India, depending upon the officer who conduct the inquest, it is a coroner inquest, police inquest, and magistrate inquest. Police inquest. The officer in charge, usually sub-inspector of the police station, conduct the inquest. Under section 74 CRPC, to be conducted by officer in charge of police station or some other police officer empowered by the government. The police officer making an inquest is also known as an investigation officer. When the officer in charge of police station receives the information of any unnatural or suspicious death, the police officer informs the nearest magistrate of the area and proceed the scene of a crime. What is that? What does it mean? It is whenever information get, means here information is to be required. That information get from messenger. That is so and so body is lying here, or a person is found dead. He informs to the police station on receipt of the information of such suspicious. The police officer informs the nearest magistrate, executive magistrate in the same area and proceed to the scene of crime. Now comes what is a Panchanama and Panchas. Okay. Slide is not moving. Yes. What from this slide you got it? The police hold the inquiry as per or under section 174 CRPC. After information of suspicious death, officers inform nearest magistrate and proceed to the scene of crime. After reaching there, he finds a respectable people from the locality, two or more responsible or respected. Responsible is a different word. A respectable person, that is called panchas, make an investigation that is has been given in under section 175 CRPC. Then he prepared the report. That report is called Panchanama or the inquest report. And which are the cases police officer hold the inquiry? These are has been mentioned here, or previous slides too. That has been inside suicide, homicide, killing by any animal or machinery, or accident, death under circumstances raising reasonable suspicious, and other person committed an offense, death of a woman within 7 years of her marriage, and any relative of a woman has made a request on behalf. So which are the unnatural, suspicious deaths or unnatural deaths has been mentioned here. Death in a custody. Police may prepare the inquest, but if a police officer is suspect, then magistrate will do inquiry. Magistrate in addition to police inquiry, police inquest. Sudden death, sudden natural death, sudden unnatural death. Okay. Industrial deaths, accidents, drugs and poison, poisoning cases, abortion, illegal abortion, suicide, industrial accidents, domestic accident too, road accident, road traffic, that is incidents happen, that trauma, infant deaths, sudden infant deaths or infant suspects are there, operational or death on operation table, allegation of negligence are there, or harm is inflicted or injury inflicted by others, homicidal cases. Hold that is an inquiry or inquest into the cause of unnatural death to find out the cause of death. Now this police officer in presence of respectable two or more panchas has prepared the report. That is we call as a Panchanama or inquest report. Let's see what are the content of Panchanama. I have mentioned one, two or more respectable pancha. If a female dead body is there, so one female pancha is a must. Okay. The content you find, he will write in a Panchanama. He has proceed after informing the nearest magistrate and proceed the place, and then he find the dead body. Then first you will find in the Panchanama name, age and sex and address. all particular of the people who give information about the body, informers, detail, that may come here. The name, even police station dial 100, dial that time also maybe ask police officer were receiving in who is he, or maybe anonymous call has come and he has proceeded, but they may write the particulars, the informer if has been given. Name, age, sex, address of the people who identified the dead body, the informer or the respectable persons too. Identification of body, here comes body is already identified body or unclaimed unknown body but lying on the secluded area or place. There is a body has been found, this is the body that informer has given the message. Name, age, sex, address of the panchas, 2 or more panchas are there, even female panchas, their particulars, name, age, sex and address detail. That will, even at the end, their signature of panchas too, in along with the investigation officer, that is going to contain. Name, age, sex, address and identification marks of the dead body. Two identification mark you may find. Even sometimes photographed body, fingerprint has been taken or not, sees the article, that might be mentioned. But before that you may find the position of the body, the place where the dead body is lying, exact landmark between the trees, poles, electric poles or farms are there belongings, which exact location. Even nowadays that GPS, Google camera can be taken to find out the local location too, and retain this photograph for later as an exhibit in the production of the court. The time, place where it was lying, direction, position of the body, like in north, east, west and south, leg and head, where is any direction, position, prone position, supine position, lateral position, that will be nearby anything surrounded along with the dead body surroundings, like poison, pellets, that may be even surrounding of the police officer may prepare the sketch too in various angle or take a photograph. Any item that is weapon or poison present on the body or near the body. List of the cloths and ornament, all detail, inner and outer clothing, ornaments. Ornament may be listed as a yellow metal or a white metal, that list. Even missing bangles, even clothes that is disarranged, torn, or buttons are missing, everything will be listed in the along with the list of clothes and ornament. Condition of the clothes, that is torn, burned, and stained, even some smell are imparted from the body. Pocket content, especially a suicide note, that is very important, or poison has consumed and has a receipt in his pocket. That gives the information where he is by, when it has been purchased and taken, and which quality of the poison has been taken. Condition of the body with skin, with the blue color, even complexions, are having diseases or staining on the skin. Skin has a wound and that maybe a firearm injuries, that may be noted. Injuries and fracture on the body, all detailed minute injuries. Here I would like to say you the injury on the Panchanama, doctor received the Panchanama, has to verify. Some disparities there, you may get a second Panchanama too. Okay, so injuries on the body. Condition of natural orifices, where nostril, mouth, ears, genital orifices, there is a discharge of foreign body. So look that with the help of the ladies puncher, they might have been observed and noted that details will be there. Even oozing from mouth, what type of the oozing is there, in a drowning, a poisoning, that will help. For them also, even what is the condition status at that moment they observe, they will notice. Cause of death judged by the investigating officer and pancha from the where it is found, near well, or it is body is hanging in condition, depending of they will judge. And panchas and IO all judge, and in their opinion what might be a cause of death, that will be written, and time since death too, their opinion. But here we are using the word death. Police officer knows even a body has death. They are trained to check the pulse, carotid artery, even a renal artery, but they don't have a power to certify death. So most of the time they may bring as a person is lying unconscious or in a maybe coma for a treatment. They are already dead. Okay, but what is the surest sign of death for the police officer, even the panchas, even common people? That is a decomposition. Before that, they may think not moving or presume like a hanged and drawn flowing, that is a death. But even in lying open land, there is suspect death or life. So that you remember. Declaration of death is only done by the medical officer. So here, according to them, what is the cause of death, what is the time of death, and even manner of death judged by the IOs in Pancha, whether the death was unnatural or natural. He is having lot of OPD hospital treatment paper in a pocket, wallet, or medicine. Maybe overdose unnatural, or maybe missing, or maybe that is sudden happening, that this is a progress and death, that natural. They may judge and may be written, or unnatural, whether suicide, homicide, incident, that is accidental death. Reason for sending the postmortem for the body is being sent. If the body has been sent to postmortem, what is the reason? It's unnatural death, definitely to know the manner of death, cause of death. Even in a decomposed body, skeletonized or mutilated bodies, they need to know, identify the body. Identification of the individual is very important. So reason for the sending the body, and signature of the police officer, pancha at the bottom you will find. Along with, you may get a spot inquest, a drawing a picture. Okay, they prepare the inquiry report. We have seen what are the content of the inquest report. After getting a pancha signature, then police finds if the cause of death is established and no foul play is suspect, body hand over to the relative. But he prepares the inquiry report, the inquest report, panchanama, and in that it has been cause of death is established. One, even required for postmortem examination, future legal consequences. Even the person doesn't have any property, insurance, he will look into that. No suspect, no foul play, and body is handed to the relative for the proceedings. If investigation officer or police officer is unable to reach the cause of death, he sends the body to the postmortem examination along with a requisition letter. One, covering letter that request to do to the medical officer. For them all, even in an institute, teaching institute, assistant professor, associate professor, resident, even dean, all are a medical officer, that you remember. And while you are communicating to the police officer, you just make police officer or investigation officer. That is the best. Another, I find, whenever you are communicating, if you receive the inquest for the postmortem examination, you did. In future you want to communicate, always refer the CRPC code number the police station has under this section 75, but code number will be there, accident register number, so and so of that year, slash under, and this is under section 174 CRPC, hold the inquiry, that will be there. While we are communicating, always give the reference of 174 CRPC and that number. while he is communicating to us for further queries after postmortem examination, he will has to give or they make a remind to them. It will be easy. Maybe given you are doing the thousands of postmortem number and year. That will be easy to find out. Will not be get delayed. That is communications to be very important when you are coming to police officer. Communicate with accident register number or crime register number, CRPC number or IPC number. That's inquiry officer. And an inquiry officer will ask us, medical officer, with postmortem number and year and a name. If has even that is in a postmortem number and year and particular. However, the condition of the body whether do not permit. Another one condition is the permit transportation of the body. He does the Panchanama or this inquest report, and it find that the dead body cannot be sent to the mortuary. So it is very secluded area, or sometimes law and order situation happens. All public gathered together. They won't allow to take the body. So has to arrange a postmortem here. So it is not permitted to transport the body. Law and situation, a secluded area. He may request for the spot postmortem examination, the PM at the place where the body is lying. That means, so here medical officer has to respond. He has to go to the scene of crime and do the postmortem examination. It permits or need. Primary phase you go and find. Medical officer goes there and find. Further investigation is required, like X-rays or minute examination. After external examination, and find details, trace evidences, noting down, collecting, ship the body to the mortuary, and further autopsy or dissection can be done. Okay, but it has to bring on the paper. Never, even IO is requested to do the postmortem of the scene of crime, medical officer must go, respond, write a moment report, and visible do the postmortem. But while going there, take everything, a kit, like if you need a sellotape for preservation, trace evidences, small vial, even preservative, viscera, you suspecting the poisoning, so take everything, even a wrapper for the cloth packing, everything there. Okay, remember that. Be ready for it. So here inquest report. Another inquest you find, that is magistrate. Here in between the postmortem examination is going on, police start doing the further investigation too. We are still in a police inquiry, police inquest. Okay. He prepares the records of the statement of person while doing the postmortem. We are doing it under postmortem, but he asked us those are identified. He start inquiry to he go after postmortem examination to go to visit the people, suspect, house, and prepare the records. A statement given by a person. Considering the record that statement, doctor has given a postmortem report and a complaint case. He concludes whether the crime has done or not. In which case he apprehend the criminal and prepare the charge sheet, and the charge sheet sent to the magistrate for the trial of the case. Okay, lot of things are there that will be either taught in your mortuary. You request and get doing a postmortem examination. How the medical officer take the inquest report, read it out, see the disparity is there on the body. Has been mentioned 5 injury in the postmortem report. Medical officer say one, just rectify this. Sometimes it happen, the 2 more injury may be hidden under the blood clot. Police officer has not washed the blood clot or clean and see. So it respect that can be mentioned. These 2 extra additional seen and during postmortem examination. Okay. But naked eye, obviously there is disparities there. Then sometime the second inquest can be made by senior office bearer. Okay. that is also inquest, second inquest, that term will come. Here, refusal to give information to the police is punishable under the section 3202 IPC, Indian Penal Code. The punishment is up to punishable 6 months, and giving false information is also punishable up to 2 years under section 177 CRPC. Sorry, 177 IPC. Next is magistrate inquest. Magistrate hold the inquiry under 174 CRPC, and the magistrate inquest refers to who, that is executive magistrate or district collector, that is a DM, district magistrate, or subdivisional magistrates too. Even it comes a judicial magistrate too. It may be a place of, or in addition to police inquests like dowry death, or in a, yeah, that's true. Woman died within 7 years of marriage. Police do the inquest, and further in addition to this, magistrate too. Here it has been given tabulated flow chart. Okay, 1 minute. What is magistrate conduct inquest under section 176 CRPC? To be conducted by the district magistrate, subdivisional magistrate, executive magistrate, and even judicial magistrate too. And these are the condition has been given. Hold the inquiry when a woman dies unnatural within the 7 years of her marriage, suicide, and death of woman within 7 years. That same, either suicide or death has occurred, her marriage in the circumstance raising a reasonable suspicion that some other person has committed an offence in relation to such woman. In any case mentioned under the police inquest, but excluding two circumstances narrated by magistrate, may hold an inquiry into the cause of death, either instead of or in addition to investigation officer. When a person dies or disappears, from the custody of the police. Custody means what? A suspect is there. Suppose a police apprehends the suspect in a mall. There is custody, there is apprehends, and it disappears. What is custody means? That means it is behind the bar, even custody. That person disappears or dies and disappears. Sexual offences like a rape is alleged to be have been committed on any woman while such a person or woman in such a police custody too. Whenever it is considered expedient to make an examination of the dead body of any person who has been already interred, the magistrate may cause the body to be disinterred and examined to discover the cause of death. These are the circumstances has been mentioned. The type of cause of death, the simplified version has been mentioned here. When the police officer is the suspect, magistrate hold the inquiry. During the police interrogation, individual dies. Death during police interrogation, magistrate hold the inquiry, that inquest. Death during the police custody, death in a jail, even death during police firing. Even magistrate has been sent a person to the prison, and that during in a prison a person dies, magistrate hold the inquiry. In case of gross fallacies in the police inquest, we have mentioned it already that police inquest has a disparity fallacies, then can be informed to the magistrate hold the inquiry. In cases of buried dead bodies are there, so exhumation cannot order by police officer. So in such case, magistrate hold the inquiry in addition to the police inquest. In cases of death, in cases of dowry death, of a married female less than 30 years of age, or a death within 7 years of marriage, These are the circumstances are there. Purpose of doing the inquiry, it's obvious that the end of the justice cannot be made by the allowing the police officer to conduct an inquest in such cases. The main intention behind the inquest ensures that no person unjustly deprived of his liberty and his right as a citizen, that is one. Number two, no person has to deprived of his liberty can die as a result of neglect and brutality of a person in whose charge he is. And third one is in case of person who is already buried. If there is any doubt regards to identity, cause of death, manner of death, it will be settled by judicial inquest and not by police inquest. Due to particular circumstances associated with dowry death, it should be investigated magistrate. These are the main intentions hold the magistrate inquiry. We have already mentioned that another system is there that is not in India. It is a type of inquest conducted in most of the state of USA. In this inquiry officer, under this the medical person is appointed as a hold an inquest. He prepares everything. He visits the scene of crime, able to gather first-hand evidence that is interpreted in proper perspective in his knowledge in medical science. The autopsy is also conducted by him. This system therefore far better than other system where the non-medical person conduct an inquest. However, it held no power to summon the witness and examine under the oath. He submit his report to district attorney for further actions. Got it. Now let's take some multiple choice questions. In case of death in a lockup, the first multiple choice question, in case of death in a lockup, the inquest is held by, which is the correct answer? Options are here: a police officer, a magistrate, a panchayat officer, a district attorney. I'll take a pencil in this. Just read the question and this option. In the option you may find one is a key answer and distractor. Sometimes you may get this is a simple form of the MCQ. You may find interrogative questions to space fill in the blank to or accept, like just read this simple. So in this, which is the correct? A death, a case of death in a lockup, the inquest is held by, which is one. You just choose and take one. Let's see. Is it magistrate? Is it not? Okay. Second slide, second MCQ. We have to clean first one. In India, the inquest is carried out by all except. Just see this. The first was simple affirmative. This is how exceptional. Except means inquest is carried by all except means here multiple key answer, one distractor is there. So which is the correct answer? Options are a police officer, that is a police inquest, inquest carried by police inquest, coroner inquest, doctor inquest, magistrate inquest. Which is the answer in this case? The inquest is carried by all except, yeah, we know that medical man conduct the inquest in medical examination in USA, not in India. Here asked India, and except this in India, a police inquest, coroner inquest and magistrate. But remember, the coroner inquest has been, it doesn't exist now, it's abolished. It was carried out in Mumbai and Kolkata. 1999 in Mumbai start doing coroners. And the coroner is the investigation officer, is a advocate, attorney, a magistrate. Next question. The inquiry into the circumstances of death is called, it is also simple as the inquiry into the circumstances of death is a call. Now, homicide inquiry, inquest report, open verdict, adjourned verdict. What is that? Correct answer. The inquiry into circumstances of death, inquiry, that is legal inquiry, which is wrong. So, it's a inquest report, is it? Is it not? Inquest report, inquiry is a legal inquiry, official inquiry into the unnatural cause of death. Inquest report, that is called inquest report, not homicide inquiry or open verdict or adjourned verdict. Let's take another exercise, fourth one. The common type of inquest in India, which is the most common type of the inquest in India among these, option 1A, that is a coroner inquest, police inquest, judicial magistrate inquest, or medical examiner system, or medical examiner's inquest. The common type of inquest in India. In India, there is no coroner inquest, there is no question arises about this one at present. If a past is different. Again, you say this is followed in USA. Now it's a police inquest or magistrate inquest, which is the commonest one. The most commonest police inquest is in India, most commonest. So here, comparatively commonest. Both are inquests followed in India, but commonest in police inquest. And next slide, last MCQ. In India, magistrate inquest is done in the following cases except. Now either except has come, means most of the key answer one distracted. So find out. Magistrate hold the inquiry under 176 CRPC, that 176 CRPC, 170, so such maybe IPC may be used in MCQ stream. So in India, magistrate hold the inquiry in the following. One is A, exhumation cases, B, dowry death within the 5 years of marriage, murder cases, and death of a person in police custody. Which is the correct answer? Taking a note of this except. In India, magistrate inquest is done in the following case. Except is a C. The murder case is the correct answer. Okay, magistrate hold the inquiry in exhumation, dead within 7 years of marriage, 5 years of marriage, 4 years of marriage, even 1 year, within just married and the next day she died. That's hold the inquiry. Death of a person in police custody. So except, then it is a key answer is a murder case. Correct key answer means correct answer is a murder cases. Thank you. If you like more videos to come, you subscribe IQSC. Subscribe the provided link. Thank you once again. I'll stop sharing.